Welcome back to the Blue Sky Performance YouTube channel. I'm Jesse, and today I'm going to take Joe Siclari's 61 Oldsmobile from this to this. So here we have Joe Siclari's 61 Oldsmobile. Pretty cool little mild custom. For years and years it's had this kind of less than spectacular candy paint job on it. Looks great in photos, however in person, a lot of blotchiness, a lot of imperfections. So he came to us to improve the body, not perfect it. He still wants this car to be a driver. So we straightened some body work out here and there, fixed a few things. And we're gonna give it a Larry Watson style paint job made famous in the early 60s. Larry Watson's, I think it was a 1960, 59 or 60 Thunderbird was the first car that ever had this type of paint job on it. So we're gonna be channeling our inner 60s hot rod custom, West Coast custom style paint job in this. So I'm super excited. We don't get to do a lot of this kind of stuff. Joe's a great customer. He's allowed us to make this thing look really cool. It's gonna be done in all House of Colors, not something I normally do. So House of Colors white with pagan gold. It's called coconut cream white, pearl white with a pagan gold candy base coat. So stay tuned, we'll show you how to do it. The car is primed, it's been blocked, it's prepped, I've wiped it down. And now it's time to spray some seal. All right, the sealer's down. We actually have Joe here tonight with us. It's been a little bit. We let it dry off. We went in, we nibbed any small dirt nibs, a couple runs. That sealer is extremely thin. So we're ready to go. We're gonna start spraying the Orion Silver to prep for the Pagan Gold. Once the silver's down, we're gonna go around and Pagan Gold our jams. And then tomorrow, when we come back, when you see us next, it'll probably be 30 seconds for you. It'll be a few hours for us. We'll assemble it. The KBC line is a transparent base coat, so we will have the car together and walk the car. That way we get perfect, even coverage over the Orion Silver, turning it into Pagan Gold. So here we go. It's the next morning. The Orion Silver is down. We ran out a little bit of time last night, so we didn't get the jams candied. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lock down all the silver with 2 coats of inner coat clear. And then we'll go ahead and we'll back mask the jams, candy the jams, and then the parts go on the car. Now that the 2 coats of inner coat clear are down, we went ahead and we masked off the exterior of the car. Being that it's candy, we can't just spray the jams with the candy and bleed out into the exterior panels and then assemble in the candy, because there'll be a bad blotchiness, because the more candy you put on a panel, the darker it gets. So we carefully masked off the exterior to protect it, and now we'll go ahead and we'll start layering up our candy to the desired effect. Once that is done, we'll be able to unmask and start bolting the panels on the car for the walk around of a complete candy shell to be put down on the exterior panels so everything matches. Real nice and consistent. And from there we can start taping for for that Larry Watson effect. We got our 4 coats of candy down on the jams, and now we are ready to unmask the body off, and we'll lay the hood in place, we'll lay the cowl in place. Basically, we want the whole car together so that we can put one consistent layer of candy down at a time. Candying a car apart is not recommended, way too risky. Getting it to be perfectly covered in all the same color is extremely hard. So the only way to guarantee that you're gonna have a really good match is to bolt everything up. That's why we did the jams first. We'll put it together, close everything up, and we'll be ready to start spraying the exterior in candy. This is an extremely long process, but the outcome is gonna be absolutely killer. Silver's down, intercoat's down, panels are on, and the day is done. Tomorrow we get in here, put an even coat of intercoat clear over everything to layer everything out to set the stage for your candy. So next time you see us, we'll be laying 4 coats of pagan gold candy, and then we'll start laying down miles of tape. As you saw in the time-lapse video, we got the tape laid down. What felt like an eternity last week, I got the car in candy. Very difficult, very time-consuming, very stressful, but we're making headway. So what you see here is we have covered all the areas that are going to wind up being white. So anywhere where there's tape, mostly green or yellow tape, that will actually end up being yellow. So what I'm going to do here is take my fine line. I primarily use FBS fine line tape. It's great stuff. Really performs really good, sticks really well. I'm going to be using orange. It's a stiffer tape. It likes to go in straight lines. Being that there's a ton of straight lines, I went with the orange tape so that we have a nice, stiff tape that will want to stay straight. The red tape is very thin, and it's better for making tight curves and stuff. It's a lot thinner, a lot more flexible. But for the most part, we're going to be using this orange tape. So we're about 4 hours into doing this, and now we get to cover all the gold so that we can peel that and expose the areas that we're going to paint white. So there we have it. A number of hours later, and we got everything covered up, what we want to keep gold, and expose everything that we want to keep white to get prepped for spraying the white. The big areas, the center of the roof, center of the trunk lid, center of the hood, we'll want to go ahead and cover that with masking paper. There's no reason to cover this in 2-inch tape. It's a huge waste of tape, so we'll cover it in blue masking paper. And next up, we'll take all the parts off the car. The body and the doors will get painted white at the same time, and then the hood, the trunk lid, the rear valance and the front valance, those will get painted in a separate batch of parts. At this point, we want a lot of room because once we're done spraying the white, we'll unmask everything and start clearing it. You don't want to be, hanging parts and have a very tight booth, because we want to make sure we can have plenty of room to step back and clear coat everything, because that's the final Kandy shell. So we want to make sure that we're comfortable in here and we're not, worrying about bumping into parts and stuff, because at this point, the margin of error is very slim. We want to make sure that our clear coat's going on nice and smooth and we're not having any issues. Another note, as you can see, the booth is an absolute disaster. There's no going around it. It's a mess in here, a lot of overspray. The plastic is completely dusted up with overspray, so what we're gonna end up doing is once the parts are off the car, we're actually gonna completely remask it with fresh masking paper, fresh plastic and everything, so that we can keep this job nice and clean at this point. So once we have the car covered, before we unmask it and everything, we'll actually go ahead, fire the booth up, give it a good sweep, blow it out to make sure that the floor is free of any dust. We'll pick up any loose pieces of masking tape and everything like that, because at this point, like I had just said, we want to make sure cleanliness is key. So yeah, well, we got a few hours to kill with remasking the car, but it'll be a long time, a good insurance policy to make sure that we're clean at this point. Okay, I have gotten the car blown apart, masked off. Now I've removed all the old masking, and we're gonna remask it to keep it nice and clean. So here we go. There it is. About an hour and 45 minutes later, she's covered up, ready for the white pearl. That's gonna make this transformation really come to life. The car started gold, so this whole time painting it, it's, oh, we're painting it gold. But this is where it comes to life. All the white on the accents, on the body lines and everything is gonna make this thing pop like crazy. So this is where it really starts to get exciting. Got to go around, sand a couple spots, smooth some things out, and get ready for spraying the white in the morning. All right, it's the next morning. I'm suited up, car's blown off, cleaned up, ready to spray some white. It's going to be a base coat white to get full coverage, and then from there we're going to go ahead and throw 2 or 3 coats of the pearl coat down. probably saying to yourself, why is this thing remasked? Well, every job has its own array of problems and challenges, and this particular car has been no short of those particular challenges. It is now next week, the following week, Monday morning. Last week when I was spraying the white, I noticed that the Kandy was bleeding up through the white, causing it to look pretty yellow, mostly in the areas where I didn't get full 2 coats of inner coat clear. So it was yellowing the white, and at that point, the only thing to stop that is to lock it all down with a 2K clear. So I unfortunately had to completely unmask all the graphics, put 2 coats of clear down to lock it, and since then I have re-prepped the body, remasked the graphics, and now I'm ready to go in and spot in the areas that have yellowed. So I'll re-spot in the white, then we'll be ready for the pearl, and then we'll be ready for the final coats of clear. I can tell you that the look of the car is crazy. I did get a preview of what it was going to look like in final clear, and it is bonkers. So there was a little bit of an upside to that downside. So we're back at it. It's a new week. I'm ready to rock and roll, and hopefully this thing is coming to a close today, and then we can move on to the hood, the trunk lid, and the small front and rear bumper parts that are going to be going white that I will paint separately from the car and the doors. So here we go, back at it. All right, so the white is down. It's looking good, nice and clear, nice and white, crispy. And now we're ready to start laying down some pearl. We're only going to do 2 coats of pearl. Keep it kind of light. We don't want to overbear. We want the pop to be the main goal. So 2 coats of pearl. Then we'll let it dry for about an hour, and we can start on masking and get ready for some clear coat. All right, so the white is down. It's looking good, nice and clear, nice and white, crispy. And now we're ready to start laying down some pearl. We're only going to do 2 coats of pearl. Keep it kind of light. We don't want to overbear. We want the pop to be the main goal. So 2 coats of pearl. Then we'll let it dry for about an hour, and we can start on masking and get ready for some clear coat. All right, we got 3 coats of pearl down. Want to put that extra one just to make it a little bit more special pop. So now we begin unmasking it, and to reveal the Watson style paint job. It's gonna look pretty awesome. And there you have it. It is ready to be cleared. I just went around, gave it a light tack. I had to take a light solvent to clean up any blow-throughs, couple folds in the tape, a couple white blow-throughs. So we're gonna go ahead and put 4 coats of clear down on this one, and it's time to let her shine. And there we have it. It's done. I got 4 coats of clear down on it. It's looking crazy. Again, this job was riddled with challenges and problems and problem solving. So it takes a tremendous amount of patience to get something like this done. But we're absolutely thrilled with how it came out. So check it out for yourself, and you'll see it at the Detroit Autorama in 2024. That'll be its official completed debut. So once, this is kind of your sneak peek to see it, and you'll see it all completed and back together. The Detroit Autorama 2024.